Hi everyone, I'm Dominique Ansel. We're back here in my kitchen, and today I'm going to show you how to make a dark chocolate brownie. And the same way we do it in my kitchen, we're gonna finish it with a soft caramel and a little bit of sea salt. It's gonna be beautiful. So we're gonna start off with the butter and a third of the sugar. We're gonna put everything in the pot. So we're gonna melt the butter with the sugar. And here I have about 300 grams of butter and 200 grams of sugar. So today we're making a larger batch. I want to use the same technique I use in my kitchen, which is baking on a sheet tray. We have 6 eggs here with 400 grams of sugar. Just gonna mix it together. And while this butter and sugar here is almost melted, I'm gonna go back to my eggs and sugar mixture. I'm gonna start adding 230 grams of flour, and then here I have 6 grams of salt, 8 grams of baking powder, and 140 grams of cocoa powder. So I'll put all the dries together, mix gently. I'm gonna start with a whisk. You don't want the flour and cocoa powder to go everywhere on the table, so you're gonna mix from the center very gently until everything is incorporated together. So now this is getting thicker. I'm gonna switch with the spatula. It's gonna be a little bit easier to mix and try to get everything out of the inside. There we go. Mix everything nice and smooth together. It's beautiful brownie consistency already. And I'm gonna start adding my butter. So just a little bit in the beginning, so it's easier to mix everything together. I'm gonna add a little bit more butter little by little. And now we're adding the rest of our mixture of butter and sugar into the brownie. And this recipe is also one of the recipes I use in my kitchen, also in my new book coming out, Everyone Can Bake. So this looks like pretty smooth, nice, silky, pretty shiny. Everything is incorporated together. It's fairly easy to mix. This recipe only takes 5 to 10 minutes. And then at the end, I'm gonna add some chocolate chips. So this one a little thicker, which I actually like. I have to have some chocolate that's not fully melted in the brownie. This is Valrhona chocolate, 66%, one of my favorite. I'm just gonna add all the chips, fold it in together, and here I have a sheet tray that I use. It's actually going to line it with silicone mat to make sure nothing sticks. It's also easier to unmold. So I have about 2 kilos of brownie batter, and pour everything inside the sheet tray and just push everything to the corner to make it nice and smooth. So this by itself will go to the side as we put it in the oven as well. It's going to bake at 350 degrees. And once it's baked, we're going to pour some beautiful silky salted caramel on top. Now we're going to make our soft caramel. So it's going to be used to top the brownie. It's going to be finished with a bit of sea salt. It's going to be nice, creamy, beautiful caramel flavor. I've combined 320 grams of heavy cream, 200 grams of light corn syrup, and 50 grams of brown sugar. We're going to heat it up, and when it's hot, we'll just put this aside and use it for our caramel. And now we're going to be switching pots. We're going to be using this beautiful one here. We're going to heat it up quite hot. I want the pot to be really hot because I'm going to add sugar little by little to make a dry caramel. So a dry caramel is essentially some sugar caramelized without water, without liquid. And we do this because we have a deeper, more controlled consistency of the sugar. So we're gonna start sprinkling just a little bit of sugar on the bottom of the pan, just a little bit. So the pan has to be hot until the sugar start melting and then caramelizing. And as this sugar caramelizes, I'm gonna add more sugar little by little. I'm gonna use rubber spatula for this. So this is a heat-proof rubber spatula, so this will allow me to mix the caramel as we go. And as you see, the caramel start melting, start caramelizing in the center. The pot starts smoking. This is when I add a little bit more sugar here. We're going to do this until we add all the sugar. We have a nice, beautiful caramel, and then we'll start deglazing it with the cream. The pot is hot, the caramel is already forming right here. So this is when you have to go a little faster. I can also decrease the temperature on the heat so you don't go too fast, and you keep on sprinkling sugar little by little, stirring a little bit. I'm gonna add the last part of the sugar. Stir it, and again I'm gonna wait until it's fully melted. So you don't want any pieces in the sugar. You want everything to be fully dissolved. And you can see there's caramel smoking slightly on the side, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit. And now a very important step, I'm going to add the liquid. Again, the cream is hot. If you add cold cream here, it's going to splatter everywhere, so be very careful. You can even turn off the heat because here my caramel is going a little bit too fast. I'm going to add just a tiny bit of the liquid, just a little bit in the beginning, and mix it gently. So don't add too much of the liquid at a time, otherwise you end up with caramel all over the place. Keep on mixing it. Again, the heat is off right now. I'm gonna add a little bit more cream. And you can see this beautiful dark caramel color. And we still have the residual heat from the pan, so there's no need to turn on the heat yet. I'm gonna keep mixing, adding the liquid until the caramel is pretty much set. And now I'm gonna turn on the heat again and add the rest of the liquid all at once. So our caramel is almost ready. I started with 100 grams of sugar, and now we're gonna cook it to 105 degrees Celsius. So it's very precise. For this I use a digital thermometer. You can see here, it's going up and down a little bit. It's 105 degrees, and at the end we're gonna add the salt. So if you don't have a thermometer, a good way to tell if the caramel is ready is to look at the bubbles. Actually, when the caramel boils, the bubbles get thicker. I don't know if you can see it here. They get thicker, and the caramel get thicker as well. It starts reducing, and all the steam that's coming out here is actually the water evaporating from the caramel. So we're going to turn this off. It's actually the right temperature. The more you cook it, the thicker the caramel is going to be. So not to worry if you think that you're going too far. You can reduce it. If you don't have a thermometer, it will still be good. And at the very end, we're going to add 4 grams of sea salt. So I usually use either maldon sea salt or fleur de sel, one of the nice salts. And our caramel is pretty much ready. We're going to let this cool in a pot on the side, and once our brownie is ready, we'll pour this over, and that'll be it. And now our brownie is ready. It's been about 20 minutes. So this one baked quite fast. We're gonna let it cool a little bit, and then we'll pour our caramel on top. So our brownie came out of the oven. I put it in the fridge for about half an hour, and now I'm going to unmold it. So for this, I'm gonna use a spatula. I'd rather not use a knife, so I don't want to scratch the pan. I'm gonna pass the spatula to the side of the sheet tray right here. And I'm gonna place a piece of parchment paper right over on top. I'm gonna use the same sheet tray. Then I'm gonna place right over. I'm gonna flip everything upside down. And there we go. We have a beautiful brownie here. I'm just gonna peel off the silicone mat, and I have a perfect flat surface to work with. Now I have my caramel right here. Put this actually in the fridge for about 45 minutes, and you see the caramel is getting thicker, so it's not completely cold yet, but it has a nice creamy texture. I'm gonna pour this over the brownie. There we go. And with the same offset spatula, I'm gonna spread this caramel on the surface of the brownie, so I can use the side to help me scrape the excess here. And the bottom here. So take your time, make it nice and consistent. If you don't have this kind of offset spatula, you can also do the regular rubber spatula. That works too. And that's pretty much it for now. Now what I like to do before cutting this brownies is actually to put this in a freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes, so the caramel on top is really cold. It's gonna help us keep the shape and have a clean cut for the brownie. So here into our last part, my brownie has been in the freezer for about 15 minutes. I'll slide it into my cutting board. I'm gonna trim off the edge. I know some people really like the crunchy part. You can also keep it. I like the moist part in the center personally. I'm gonna cut a strip right here, and I'll just cut like squares. And the fun part about this brownie to be baked in a sheet tray is that you can cut pretty much any shape you want. Can finish this with a little bit more of maldon sea salt, just right here. And this is a perfect snack for the afternoon. Cheers. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and you'll be baking at home. And all the recipes you've seen today are in my new book, Everyone Can Bake.